Okay, welcome YouTube to a frosty morning in the garage. It's cold out here, so I'm going to turn the space heaters on in a little bit. Today I got a couple of different projects I'm going to be doing. So first is cleaning out the headlights, getting that mud out here. The whole light bracket here is going to be switching to another clamshell later on, so I don't need to get too bad, but you can see there's mud and dirt all in here on the connections, so I'm going to clean all that off. I'm going to do the same for the other side here. Got to get all this mud out, try and clean that out. I don't know how I'm going to get those scratches off and whatnot. Actually, I'll probably will be doing a sanding headlight restoration with that. I don't know if I'll do it on this clamshell or the next one, but we'll get started with that. So that's one project. Okay, Sandra, in case you're out there, here's your quality check sticker from May 7th, 2004. That was in here in the headlights. I think you did a good job. Okay, so now that the headlights are all clean, we're going to get them fastened back in. Here there are, let's see, 3 parts to connect. One's right there, one's right here, and one's down at the bottom there. We're using these M6 socket head bolts, and I replaced mine because the other ones are all rusted. Just pulled that out of there. Another project I have is to replace the brakes. Feel somewhat wasteful in doing this right now because I guess I didn't really know, or I'm not sure exactly how bad these brakes are. They look okay. They're pretty pitted and whatnot, and there's a good fair amount left on those brake shoes. But I figured in order to start off from a good spot, I think I'll just replace these, and so I've got all the parts to do it. It's not that hard to do. I watched a couple videos myself. I think I can do that. Also, I'm going to get the shocks out. You can see, look at that, that's all cracked down there, that bushing. So I'm going to get these out. I've purchased some new ones. I'll get those on too. So on each of the 4 wheels I'll be doing that today, and I'll try to record it so we can move forward. Okay, so now I'm going to replace the rotors and the brake pads while I'm at it, but rotor first. So I've got to remove the 2 17mm bolts. They're keep the carrier bolts. Well, so I finally got that rotor off. It was a little bit tough. Let's see. I had to drill out the rotor retaining screw there. I used a 1/4 inch drill bit, but that screw was just not coming out. First I hammered a T35 into it and tried to get it out that way. It didn't come off at all. So then I got a 1/4 inch drill bit and I drilled it out, and that worked okay. So now I just got to clean that off pretty well and then put my new front rotor on, which is right here. You know it's the front rotor because it is not drilled, it's only slotted. This is what I heard. These are my rear, that's my rear rotor, which is drilled and slotted. The front rotors do most of the work in the Elise, is what I've been told, so they only get the slots. So I'm going to clean off that hub and then get going. Okay, so I just drilled out the end of that screw, and now with all the load off, this comes right out. Luckily I've got some extras. There you go, I'll throw in remnants of that one. And now it's just a matter of cleaning off that wheel hub. Okay, so what we're going to do first is knock this central pin out here. Gotta keep in mind how the spring goes in here. And then I'll detach or unbolt the rear part of this caliper, slide it back, get these brake pads off, and then hopefully loosen this without having to drill it out. I don't know, I put some Croil on it last night, and then hopefully we'll be able to substitute those rotors. There's a good lip up here you can see, so hopefully we'll get this all changed out. Alright, so I'm having a little bit of luck tonight because this cracked open and came open, so I'm going to be able to get this rotor off real quick, which is great. Alright, so use my wire brush on here and got a little shinier here. Cleaned a lot of dirt out from in this area. Okay. I gotta get the caliper pin and spring. All right, brake job done. Okay, so tonight we're going to be replacing these old 20-year-old Bilstein shocks with some brand new Nitron shocks here. Should be pretty straightforward. I did this change on my other Lotus up here. You can't really see that well. Let me turn this light on. And it had a really profound effect on how well the car drove. So I did the same thing for this one. And it's pretty straightforward. You just undo a couple of bolts and replace them. And so it should be fun to do quick. All right, so here's the washer and the bolt from that side. I got the washer and the bolt from the other side. And there's some spacers in there that, if I remember right, I don't need with the new Nitrons. So put these together. If I reuse those, some Loctite. Yeah, these spacers I don't think I need to use, but I'll save them just in case with the Nitrons. All right, that's one shock out. Okay, I had to use a wobble socket on the back nut here. These are lock nuts too, so they should be. Okay, so these are 13mm bolts. They are torqued to 34 foot-pounds, and then these are 10mm bolts, also torqued to that level. Okay, finished product. It's in. Top seated, bottom seated. It looks a little bit shorter, so I think my ride height's going to be a little bit lower, but I will get in alignment once it's all done. I got the new tires on too, so we'll go from there. All right, time to do the other side. I probably should have taken the arch lining out. I didn't know anything about it. It made it easier. Oh, holy crap, it did. Well, that's great. Put a little bit of Loctite down on the bottom. No, it's got a lock washer, but I'm using the same one from before, so. 34 pounds. And that shock is done. Alright guys, it's still icy and snowy out here, so we can't really do any driving. Luckily for me, I've still got some projects to do. So the projects that we're going to be working on are over here. So we got the new shift cables from Kinetic, and I got a new throttle cable too, because the other one is sticky. So we're going to be switching those out. Now, I just put the new brake rotors and pads and tires on, so those are good. I lower the car. I can't get it up on the lift right now because both of my lift spots are taken, so I'm gonna have to be doing everything on the ground, which is all right. I think I'll be able to. I can still jack it up and put it on stands if I need to get underneath for a significant period of time. But I'm also going to take the center tunnel out so that I can get access to all the cables and whatnot that are down there. I've also got a new oil pressure and temperature sensor that I'm going to be wiring in once I get it. The parts haven't come yet. Thanks FedEx for delaying all the packages, but anyway, they're coming. So that's the plan for this week. Two other projects I got to do while I'm here, and since I got to take the seats out again, I'm going to get my new seat belt D bracket clips up in here, I'm also going to be attaching my shift boot. It looks pretty sharp to the center tunnel. Bunch of other stuff too. Oh, and the seat inflator bulb bracket came, so I'm going to put that on and get the seat inflator for the driver's side back up and running. So I thought I could get away without removing the center tunnel here, and I just wasn't. And you can see all the dirt that was up under in there, and so I'm going to vacuum that up. My throttle cable has to run through there, so I figured I'd clean it all out anyway, and just get it good and clean. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so time to get the throttle cable out to replace it. I'm also going to be doing the shifter cables later today, but let's just start with the throttle cable. I'm going to detach this bracket here that everything is attached to. Let that come down. I'll actually see if I can disconnect it from the actual throttle first. And then it runs through the center tunnel. I've removed it through this center tunnel down here. It's underneath everything on the bottom, and then out through the little hole to the back right there. And then from the underside. You can see where it comes out, and then I've got it stretched out onto the floor right there. For now, I'm going to try and put all of the little foam spacers at the right places. I don't know how important that is, but we'll take care of that. So the throttle cable is covered in 3 different sections by this little piece of insulation. And I looked all over, I couldn't find anything like it. So what I've found instead is backer rod, which is stuff you put for like window insulation. So what I'm going to do is try and drill out a center part in this foam insulation here and use that instead. I think it's close enough. Should work out all right. We'll see. Okay, so it actually doesn't fit over the cable ends, so I just had to cut a slit in it, and then I will use some tape to seal it up, and then it will be in the car with zip ties. So. Okay, so after much work, got the throttle cable back in. So that is good to go, should be good to go, I'm hopeful. And now it's time to put my shift cables back in. This is disconnected, that's disconnected, and should be ready to go. Do one cable at a time, and we'll try to make sure that we keep the throttle cable on the right hand side. Okay, so got my new shift cables in. Start off in reverse. So it goes into reverse. Come out, go into first and second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And those cables are all in, so now it's just time to put the parking brake back and redo all the fasteners. And new shift cables in. Okay, so I'm adjusting the parking brake cable. It looks like it only adjusts from the driver's side, so I'm gonna have to loosen it on the driver's side some. I hope I don't have to loosen it too much. The rear brakes, with the parking brake attaches to, were pretty much fully, I guess I probably had maybe 25% left on them. And so now they're 100%, so I need to loosen the cable some more on this side, and then hopefully it'll be able to make the connection on the inside by the gear shift cables. So here's the 60-second psychology moment for tonight. And really it's a little bit about friction. So in this video, I replaced the brakes, I replaced the shift cables, I replaced the throttle cable, all because there was friction in the system. And in cars, when you run into friction and you don't want it there, you got to do something to get rid of it. In mental health, we have the same type of thing too. We try to reduce friction in people's systems, right? People don't often need more motivation to change. They want to change plenty. But there are obstacles in the way that provide friction to that change. If you can remove some of those obstacles by working with a therapist to figure out what they are and how to address them, all of a sudden the system works a lot better, and all of a sudden the people work a lot better, right? Sometimes the goal isn't pushing harder, it's making the system smoother and easier for people to work through. So that's the psychology moment for tonight, and hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time.